Spent some time finding a way across the creek. Finally found a nice low part of the creek. We just crossed to the side that we wanted to get to. And so now we have a pretty steep hillside to climb. It's very steep, and it's about a 2,000 feet climb with our pack. So loaded up for 6 days worth of gear. Let's try to find a mule deer. It's a fawn. Do you see it? It's a fawn. It's a fawn. We made it to this bench before it gets really steep, and my legs were getting hot, so we sat down and took off the gaiters, and we jumped a doe out of her bed right in this little burn, and she worked her way up the ridge. So it's always a good sign when you break the ice and spot the first deer of the trip. This doe is pretty close to the creek bottom, so we're thinking from past experiences the bucks are up high where we are planning to go. I have done some crazy hunts and hikes in the past, but this one is near the top. It is up there. So, don't know how well the background shows. We pretty much have to like peek that side on this side. We're about halfway there. Sun is setting. Sweating like crazy. The good thing is there's a lot of deer sign. Work hard now and it'll pay off later, hopefully. We have about 200 feet more up this ridge with deadfall, and then we'll get to our base camp location. And we got here, took a breather. I turned back and looked around, and I'm like, we are in sheep country. I throw up my binos, and sure enough, like almost immediately, I spot some mountain goats across on the other mountain. And there's like 4 of them, I believe.
There might be more. I see.
Like, we are hunting mule deer in goat country. Like, that is absurd in a way.
In a way.
For a lot of people, hunting mule deer in mountain goat country is pretty normal. For us, it's not. So Nate's pulling out his spotter because I actually forgot my phone that has the case to adapt to my spotting scope, so my spotting scope doesn't have a phone to record, so we're gonna rely on that guy because he doesn't forget stuff like me. That is so cool. They are just in some treacherous country. Like, they're in the type of country where, like, if we were on a mountain goat hunt, I'd be like, there's no way we get to them. There's just no way. there's no flat on this ridge, so we just dug ourselves what we can. Nate's gonna sleep up here. I'm gonna sleep down here, have some rocks to hopefully prevent me from slipping down. So we're not gonna throw out the shelter because we don't have enough room to throw out the shelter. So sleeping under the stars tonight. We're gonna pack up real quick and go blast that stuff. Into the clump of trees. It goes up a chute, and then you see that little open patch?
Yeah.
Then the patch of trees right above that. I don't see him right now, but he was in one of those gaps going to the left.
Above that clump of trees or below?
Like in that clump of trees. You can see how there's almost like a little, like 3 lone trees.
Mm-hmm.
He was like right above that, in that gap.
It's a buck.
Is it?
It's a buck.
Okay.
It's a 1 antlered buck.
Dude, that's a big body.
Oh no, it's a twin. Looks like a forky.
Big forky.
Decent forky.
That's a shooter all day. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's right. They don't have to be a 3-point.
Dude, the other one's gotta be a buck.
Oh yeah.
Do you have pretty good footage of it?
Yeah, he's on my camera right now.
Dude, you could tell their body's already swelling up. This is our first morning into our hunt. However, season does not open until tomorrow, so today is strictly just scouting. We camped about 150 yards up this ridge. We hiked back down to this knob because we can see the whole valley from here, and this morning I spotted 2 deer. How many feet of elevation do you see there above us?
600?
Yeah, 700 feet elevation above us. I spotted 2 deer. The first one, we didn't get to identify it. It went back into the trees, and then we just kept scouring that general area. We spotted a second deer, and that second deer is a buck. It's a 2x3, and he's already like pre-rutted, starting to swell his neck. And so since that's a buck, we're also thinking that the first deer is a buck too, because when I first laid eyes on that first deer, the whole body just gave me buck vibes. I mean, this is like 1,000 yards away if I had to guess, and I only had my binos. So, yeah, it's a good sign. We have a target, and they're hanging out just about where I thought we were going to pick up bucks, which is right around the elevation I thought we were going to see bucks in. So it's good progress. Hopefully the second one pops out and we can get a better look at it. These bucks are mad. They're tearing up brush and everything. Okay, go right, go up. That's a buck, is it?
Yep. Yep, it is.
Right, moment of truth.
You think that's the buck from earlier?
Oh, dude, he's a 4-point. Let's go.
Dude, that's a shooter. That's a shooter. That's a
I knew he was a buck, man. I knew he was a buck, man.
Dude, that's a freaking shooter.
Oh my gosh.
He can hear us. He can hear us. Dude, look at his frame.
Let's go.
Dude, he's a shooter. He's a shooter, bro. He can hear us.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Do you think that's the buck you saw that worked his way up from earlier?
Possibly.
He definitely heard us. We gotta be quiet.
It's okay. That or he's looking at the dude. He's a double throw badge. Let's go. Oh, look at that.
There's something he doesn't like.
It's the 2-point.
You think?
Yeah, he's looking at the 2. He's literally looking at the 2.
The same.
He's almost palmated. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
Dude,
They're just pissed
these
off.
bucks are just mad. He's looking at that 2-point for sure. Yes, that is some dope footage.
Dude, he's a nice deer.
Dude, just get as much footage as you can.
He's a really nice buck.
I got all the battery you need.
He is a really nice buck.
He's a solid buck. Let's go. Okay, well, we've been glassing, looking at that general area, keeping eyes on that 2-point, actually a 3-point. And I looked above where I originally saw deer number 1, maybe 200 yards above it. I spotted another deer, which I think it is just deer number 1 who made its way up through the timber and then ended up there. And it's a solid deer. He's a 4-point. And Nate's all over him. That's a day 1 shooter. So
That's a solid 4-point.
if these bucks are still here tomorrow, we have to make some gnarly game plan to get over there, because we are just looking at steep, deadfall, and shale. And those bucks are like 1,500 feet above us. So we got a trek to get over to where those bucks are, but the point is we've got bucks and we've got a nice buck. So we're just going to keep eyes on them. There could be three deer, but we only think it's 2 deer, and we'll see. This first morning is productive. We're back to camp. The sun came out and the bucks headed off up to the very tip of that ridge, almost to the ridge line. They disappeared. We think they went to go bed, so we're back over here to dry out some stuff. Last night it got really dewy, so like everything just has a bunch of dew. Our packs are wet, our sleeping pads, sleeping bags, and everything we had out is all drenched. So we came back. It's a beautiful day out. Sun is out, and so we just have a yard sale going on to dry out our stuff, and we have a whole day to just chill out because season does not open until tomorrow. So we might have to do some more yard work and figure out a way to store our stuff so that they don't keep getting drenched like this. But nonetheless, first night of sleep in this little makeshift bed on the side of this steep hillside was not too bad. I think later tonight I'm gonna have to kick out the upper piece of this part where my feet is, because my feet kept sliding down towards this rock over here. But other than that, it was pretty rad. And then food bags, and then also in over this ridge. There's supposed to be a creek down there, so we gotta go get water too. This guy eats breakfast without me.
I'm hungry.
We dropped down to the creek just to find out that there's no water up this high, so we might have to do some hiking down to find where the water is actually flowing. This is going to be interesting. I hope the water starts sooner than later. Let's go.
Looks like I was climbing up. Sometimes when you don't have a good water source that you can fill up like an Nalgene or a Sawyer filter bag or something, you can use the inside of a trekking pole. These are the Peaks trekking poles, so they're hollow, they're carbon. And you can use it to create a spillway. You can do the same thing with like a Peak Refuel spork, titanium spork. It's got a groove in the back. This, the trekking pole idea was actually sent to me by Chris Jordan on Instagram after I had shared that I used the Peak Refuel spork, but this is absolutely killer. I mean, this is a pretty meager water source. Not a whole lot of water flowing here, and this is going to let us fill up as much water as we want today. Well, we dropped about 600-800 feet from camp and finally found water today, and not very much. That's right.
The two that are up and feeding are just gorgeous, beautiful.
Like whiter than white.
Like they're whiter than the snow.
Oh, yeah.
Like that is something to see. How does that even happen? I didn't even do anything. I didn't even drop anything. Oh, 4 point. No. Right under the boulder. Right under the boulder. Let's go. Yep, he's right there, dude. His antlers are really red. It's not as white as you think.
Well, I was wondering because the 2-point also looked super white this morning.
Oh, you would be tickled with him. He's a beautiful deer. We have been watching the shadows grow on the mountain that we spotted the 2 bucks on this morning. It was around 3:40 when I spotted the 3-point up and just kind of walking and feeding around. We watched him feed around for like 50 minutes, almost an hour. And he came down and he disappeared behind this clump of trees. We haven't seen him for the past like hour, 30 minutes. But we know he's bedded behind that patch of timber because we would have saw him if he came out. And so we just been, keeping an eye up there. And the 4-point finally showed himself. And he's right under this boulder that we call 4-point rock because that's where we last saw that 4-point rock go up into the timber, and he was like 10 yards below it when we just spotted him. So that 4-point buck is back, which means our chances of killing this buck just skyrocketed, because it means that they're chilling in that little area. They're not leaving the area. They have everything they need there, and they're content. Which means if we make a play on them, we don't have to worry about them not being there when we make a move. We just have to not be so loud where we spook them out. This is awesome. 5:50 p.m. is when this buck finally showed himself. We're just going to spend some more time looking at him and maybe pick out some other deer. If not, tomorrow's opening day. We've got our sights set on that 4-point, and we'll try to make it happen. It's a daunting jaunt to get set up for a shot on that buck, so we've got some serious planning to do here. Everything went from 100 to 0. Spotted those bucks last night. Went to sleep feeling fairly confident that we were going to be able to locate them this morning. We've been sitting here for probably an hour 30, and those bucks are nowhere to be found. So kind of scratching plan A off the list and trying to figure out what plan B is at the moment. But since we have some time, breakfast time. Yeah, I think putting less water is the way to go.
With that one, yeah. With this one, I like to add the right amount because it's like true milk.
Oh.
Which I like.
It is noon, and we have decided to just go after those deer, even though we did not see them this morning. They could be out of the area. They could still be in the area, we just didn't see them. So, most of our gear we dropped where we camped, and we just packed up our sleeping bags and our sleeping pads, and then a day's worth of food. So we're gonna make a trek up there, and we're gonna sleep overnight to hunt that area this evening and tomorrow morning. And hopefully those bucks show themselves. If not, then we're just going to assume they moved out. We're going in regardless of the fact that we did not see them this morning, because it doesn't change the fact that we can't shoot them from here. So even if we saw them from here, we can't shoot them. So we're just going to go up there and at least give ourselves a chance if they do show up. It's a lot warmer than yesterday for sure. It's probably mid-70s today, which is burning. But we made it up to the elevation that we wanted. And it's super steep, so Nate just dug himself his camp for the night. And then I'm camped like 120 yards away from Nate. Normally we try to camp together, but it's so steep that it's just kind of impossible to find two spots that are able to be right next to each other. I've got a deer. bucks on the closer the far burn. The middle burn, okay? Like 10 yards to the right. Can't miss it.
Nope, you can't miss it. Looks like a doe.
Yeah, it looks pretty small. I just spotted a deer on one of these berm ridges, which is not the mountain we're currently on. We're sitting where we saw those 2 bucks. I was just glassing because the sun has gone down, and I just spotted a deer. Nate's putting the spotter on it. It looks kind of small, so it's probably a doe, but who knows? Could be a small buck. Bro, it's a buck. It's a nice buck. No, mine's standing. Okay, the one that's standing is a buck. Oh, dude, it's a buck. It's a nice buck. Get footage. It's a 4x. There's a 4x4 and a 3x3. The one standing is a 4x4. He's a nice buck. Is this still 1080 at max zoom?
Yeah.
I don't know, the body's bigger. Okay, you see that big white rock face?
Yeah.
Not this one,
The
but
round
the
one.
middle one. Go to like the bottom right of it.
Dude, he's a freaking monster, I told you. Like, this might be the big brother of the 4x4.
Walk out a little bit more. Get out of the trees. I think he's like the definition of a mule deer buck. Like just a typical 4-point, you know? Like he's the epiphany of a mule deer buck.
Epiphany?
Yeah, literal definition of it. When you think of mule deer buck, this is what you think of. Okay, wind, die off for a second.
Dude, he's big.
He's got a big body. And he's in such, if he beds, he's in such a killable spot.
Yeah. We just gotta keep eyes on him. If this isn't the big 4x4,
I don't think it is.
then this is a 5th buck.
I think it's a 5th buck.
So wind is...
Yeah, the wind is cold. All right, keep an eye on him. I'm gonna glass. I've got a different deer.
No, you don't.
Yep. Now closer to this right rock over here.
On this middle ridge or the same ridge?
The far same ridge, but literally in the middle, that right rock where I was glassing, like literally like top third to the left, like he's right on the border of it.
Big body?
Looks like another buck. He just walked into the trees, I think.
You literally just throw up your glass like, I got a deer. Dude, look at this thing. It's still behind the trees, but watch its rack move.
Where is it? Oh.
Dude, he's
big.
monster. He's
Okay, I need to identify this buck. This deer I just spotted. Holy crap.
Do you need my spotter for that?
Hold on, let me Just get footage of that, dude. That thing's a slob. I need to see where this deer was.
1,600 yards.
All right, we are picking up deer left and right on the road.
Here he is.
Bro. We're freaking out. That's like a 150. Dude, that's like a 170, bro. That's like a 160 plus. Guaranteed 160 minimum.
Dude, my heart is in my throat.
Bro,
That's the biggest mule deer I've seen in my life.
that's the biggest mule deer I've ever spotted in my life.
Dude, look at his forks.
I need to identify this other deer though. Just keep an eye on that buck. This second deer I spotted is behind some trees. That guy's like a 160 minimum. I was like, realistically, you could even be looking at a 170, 180s. We did have a conversation. There's a 180 in here somewhere. Dude, like when I looked at the country we're in, I'm like, yo.
Look at it right now. It's just like he's feeding.
I'm gonna stop looking at him. You're distracting me. Quit distracting me with the big buck. I'm trying to spot other deer for you, okay? At 9 o'clock, the sun just peeked over the mountain. It's hitting us in the face, which is starting to get really hard to glass because of all the haze. We just watched the big buck bed down on that exact face where we spotted him on. While we were looking across, there was actually a doe that walked right up under us in the gut, and she was chilling there about 150 yards. And by the time I saw her, we made a lot of noise because we got excited that there was a deer in front of us. So she kind of spooked. She hopped out to 283 yards, kind of stood there, just looked at us. And she actually bedded down, and she still bedded down, just 283 yards away, just all comfy. And she's in our direct line of path to sneak into the big buck, so we might have to blow her out, but it's okay. We got a big buck bedded, and we got to make our move. We are going to, it is steep. We are going to climb up summit and then drop down. I think that's just the best route because side hilling is way too steep. We are officially above tree line. Nothing up here anymore. We're skipping over a lot of good looking deer country, but man, we've got a buck bedded, so if we bump something out of here, we bump them out. We're set on that giant that I glassed up this morning. So trying to beat the time because we can't see where he's bedded from here. We need to get over to the other knob. Yeah. That is 100% him. That white rump is just too good to be true. Well, it is true. It's too good to not be true. That's what I meant. See him? What? See him? No, not yet. Alright, we're about 800 yards from the buck. We just laid eyes on him again. I actually saw him stand up and reposition himself. He's literally in a cave, which is good for us because it should be shaded from the sun all day. But now he's facing us, kind of downhill. The cave looks flat on the inside though, but he's facing downhill. We're 800 yards. He's at 12 o'clock. Our shooting knob is about 600 yards away at like 1 o'clock. So we have to go down this ridge. We're gonna get that knob between him and us so that he can't see us because there is deadfall. We're gonna try to be quiet, but there's a lot of deadfall. And we're gonna work our way up that knob and hopefully still find him in his bed. Just remember, calm, cool, collected. Yep. I'm gonna go over and up like that. Ready? I'm ready. Okay, let's go. You got the GoPro? Okay, let's go. All right, game time. Do you see where he's at? He's within 300 yards. And we're on the knob that we want to shoot from, but there are so many dead trees in the way. We can see the general location of where we last saw embedded, but we just can't see into that pocket. So we're kind of just maneuvering around, trying to confirm that he's still there, because for all we know, he could have got up and walked. We haven't seen him in over an hour. To the left of the main rock portion, there's two smaller rock portions. One and then one to the bottom left a little bit. I have no idea. Range it, how far is it? Is he the right buck? Nate? That's the 2x2. Is he? He doesn't look that big. I think that's the 2x2. Which makes me wonder if the 4x4 gotta be lit. We kind of have a situation on our hands. it seems like the 2x2 came embedded where the 4-point was, and the 4-point walked off. So we don't have the big buck in sight. The big buck just, I don't know, walked out. We just have a switcheroo on our hands. It's still there. Is it the 2-point? I don't know. Just get ready. I see the rump. What? I just see the rump. Yeah, that's the 2-point. You see him? Huh? I don't see him. He's like 10 yards above that rock where he was bedded. That's a beautiful shot right there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we've been sitting here for a while, and the 2-point just got up out of the bed, but we still have not laid eyes on the 4-point, so we're just being very, very patient here. We've got gut feeling that the 4-point's not far from that 2-point, and the 2-point's up and feeding, so hopefully, if our predictions are right, that 4-point should be within 50 yards, and hopefully it gets up and shows himself soon. Okay, so where that 2-point is right now, is that where you saw him walk? Right above the white log. Same exact route.
Yeah.
Okay, he might kick him up.
I'm gonna take a practice shot on the 2-point.
I'm on him. He's taking a bathroom break.
Long bathroom
Hmm?
break. Long bathroom break.
Very long. We are fairly confident that that big 4-point slipped out earlier when Nate saw a deer appear out of the general area where we saw him bedded in. And yeah, he slipped. Just earlier we saw that 2-point come back out, so he obviously bedded up there. And we've lost him. I think he's gonna crest up and over into the next basin, which that's pretty much a wrap for the 2 deer that we've seen on this ridge. So we're just waiting. Anything can walk in. I know deer up and feeding around right now, so we're just gonna play till last light. drop back down to our packs, and then go find somewhere to camp for tonight. And we'll be back here in the morning. And if something happens, it happens. If not, then back to base camp we go. We camped right in the burn overnight just so that we can stay close to the area that we wanted to hunt in the morning. Nothing today, nothing this morning. The wind's been howling. So we're gonna pack up and go back to our base camp and just go do a bunch of chores. We gotta go pack up camp, and we also got to go do a water run because we were pretty much out of water. Both Nate and I are pretty thirsty. Our bodies are pretty depleted. So we're gonna go back to base camp, fuel up, and then pack up everything, and then eventually come back to this knob right up here, and we're gonna start hunting the other drainage over. I can't believe it. We were camped on that knob, and we thought we were gonna have to drop super far down to get water. And as we're side hilling, we stop and we're just like, we hear water. And we look down and there's a full-blown creek down here. That is the best sight ever when you are dehydrated. We're gonna go down there, go drink up. Oh my goodness. This is more exciting than being 8 years old on Christmas. No wonder these bucks are up here. They've got water. I was questioning where they were getting water. We have a brand new pack of food waiting for us. Dude, we have been so deprived of real food. This is so good.
I've never been so excited for ramen in my life.
Mid-morning update. We are going to camp right here by the creek, so we're dropping everything, going back with empty packs to where we had originally base camped. We're gonna go back to the base camp, go grab the tent, all of our other foods and additional stuff, and then come back to here, set up camp, organize everything, and then for tonight head on over to a new glassing knob and glass into another drainage. We just take a room. As our satellite phone informed us, we are looking to get some rain in about 2 hours until 9 o'clock p.m. And we can tell the storm is rolling through. It's been bluebird skies for the past however many days we've been hunting until right now, which is when the clouds are rolling in. It's been really windy, but the wind seems to have died off and the storm has finally arrived. We've got the hot tent with the stove because it's gonna rain today or tonight, and then after that, tomorrow and the day after, it's gonna turn to snow. The weather says rain/snow, but with the elevation we're at, I highly doubt it's just gonna stay as rain. So doing our best to prepare for it. Got as much wood as we can, and I don't know, this hunt could turn very interesting very fast. Just slowly hopping over finger ridges, and we jumped a donut fawn, a big fawn, out from under our ridge, like 80 yards below us. They popped out to the hillside across, and the doe's just trying to figure out what spooked them. So we're just laying low. We like this vantage, so we might just spend some time here for the evening. Maybe a buck will show up. It's about to storm. We're gonna find a buck.
The second one's a doe.
You looking in that burn?
Yep. They're moving at least. Third one's a doe.
All of them are does?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a wrap for day 6. It was a short day for you guys. It was a very long day for us. We are back to the tent, and boy, oh boy, are we happy to have a hot tent because we are drenched. A lot of our gear's wet. And yeah, now we're just out inside the tent trying to dry things out. Tomorrow's officially the last day for our hunt, so we have just a couple hours to hunt, and then whether we get one or not, that's pretty much the wrap. But I don't think we can really complain how this thing's going. I'm just a tag along, so it's a little different, but when you're the tag holder, it's a little, I think there's a lot more pressure on the line.
Yeah, I guess more pressure when you're the tag holder. But it's just so hard to know how a hunt goes. You know, we've saw multiple bucks every day leading up to the third day, which was our big eventful day where we made the stalk in on that big old wide, tall, big boy, and then his little buddy, the 2-point. And I had multiple shooting opportunities at that little 2-point. All the while, we thought that the 4-point was just hidden out of sight. So made the decision not to shoot. Obviously now, 3 days later, soaked to the core, after a day of snow, there's a little bit of shooter's regret. But it's how it goes. It's how the hunt goes. So you can't really complain much about that. And you get to spend quality time and make some memories in the mountain and learn some more about mule deer, watch some more mule deer, even if it's does. And we still got the morning, and anything can happen because it only, as we've learned many times this hunt, it only takes a split second for stuff to change. A half a second for someone to spot a buck, and so that's the plan. We're going to hit it hard in the morning, try to get dried out and warm tonight, and give it a last push for tomorrow.
face of a buck. I think I just saw antlers too. I think it's a legit spike. If it's a spike though, I don't think it's a bone. I think it's a buck, dude. For real. Oh, I think it's a buck, dude. Oh, it's a buck. It's a buck. Yeah, I think it's a 2-point. It's a tiny, tiny 2-point. It's your call, dude. Let's watch him. He doesn't know we're here. No, but you need to get set up. Yeah, that's a fork. It's a 2-point. Where's your camera? Where's your camera? In my bag. Okay. Just watch. Make sure I don't spook it. We just snuck over this finger ridge. I looked across the other finger ridge under a tree. I spotted a deer. At first I thought it was a doe, but the more he kept moving around, that unibrow was so distinct. I just told Nate, I was like, dude, it's gotta be a buck. So it turns out it's a really small fork. But here, you can shoot any buck with Nate's tag, so that's a legal deer. So Nate's getting set up. So, do you see him? Yeah, he's a fork. So, I think Nate's gonna take him. We have like 3 hours to hunt today before we have to head out. I'm almost certain he has another deer with him, but it could just be another small deer like him. I don't know. He's like 300 yards, like 295 yards. Super alert into the trees. Yes. Are you comfortable? That's as good as a shot can get. I have a tree in front of the kill zone, but you probably have it cleared. No, he's got a tree in front of the kill zone. Okay. I just don't have a shot yet. You're gonna have to wait for it to clear. Oh, there's a bigger buck. Is there? To the top left of him. Like 10 yards. Look, top left. That's a perfect shot. Do you see him? Do you see him? It's a big buck. Hold on, I don't have him on camera. Do you have a shot? Okay. I'm on him. Okay, you ready? Yep. Hold on. Oh, I lost my shot. Oh no. It's okay. He's walking in the brush. Is that really spork? I'm pretty 90% sure. Dang it. Come on, dude. Huh? Nothing, I'm just up. Dang it, dude, my bad. Do you think it's okay? Do you think if we move down, they'll pop out on the other side? felt so defeated before. 2 more seconds and I think we'd have a completely different story. Those bugs disappeared into the timber. And so, last resort was we made a dash to try to push him out onto this face right here and shoot him on his face, but I think I don't know. I just think we pushed him out just because it's so loud and slippery. They could still be here. We don't know. I just think they're out of this valley. What a hunt. Come up to me. He might be behind a tree for you. Yes, he's walking to the right. Do you see him? Do you see him? He's right behind a tree. Look, go to the bottom of the base of the tree. Go like 20 yards. You see him? He's moving right there. Okay, hold on. Meh.
I can't find him in the scope.
Zoom out.
I am.
Okay. You're too far to the left.
I know, I was just finding the tree again.
He's running towards us. I lost him. Oh, he's right there. Meh. Meh. He's stopping. You see him? You gotta be quick.
I know, I'm trying. I literally just don't see him.
He's too far to the right, dude. Look. Go down here. Go back to your rock. Go back to your rock. He's across. He's going across. He's jumping across. Where? He's on that other flat now. He was across on that flat there, right behind those 2 burnt trees. I don't know where he is. Oh, he's right there. He's walking. He's going up. I'm having a hard time finding him.
How far do you think that is?
Like 300 maybe. Do you see him?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see him. Just take him if you have a shot. 280.
There's another buck.
Where?
He's with it.
Where?
right. He's at the room.
If you have a shot,
Okay,
just
the
take him.
doe.
Huh? If you have a shot, just take him. I don't know where they are. I heard a thump. You hit him for sure. I don't know where he is. I literally have no idea. You still see him?
No. I lost him when I shot.
I heard a thump. It sounded like you hit him. But I haven't seen anything run.
Where even was he out of this?
Dude, I don't know. I heard a thump.
Did you get it on film?
No, I had no idea where they were.
Oh. I may have been low, dude.
Huh?
It's 367.
Oh. Well, yeah, because I ranged down here where I last saw the deer. You ranged at 360?
Just now, the area that I shot him in.
So you shot him in the... How far? Give me a general area. I'm so lost.
Okay, see this dead tree?
Yes.
See how the non-snowy
Yep.
red hillside
Uh-huh.
comes down into a point?
Yep.
Okay, above that point, there's a snowy
Uh-huh.
He was right in there.
Was that the same buck or was that the second one?
The other one was... Oh, I see him. Standing.
Where?
In between. Where is this?
Range it?
Yep.
What is it?
361.
Okay. Hold on, hold on. Let me try and get on him. Try. Where the heck are you guys? So way up high. Okay, I'm on them both.
You on him?
Yeah, which one are you gonna shoot?
The right one. The left one's a doe.
Okay.
See?
Did you dial?
Yep. Should I dial? 3 MOA and just hold on.
3 MOA, 9. Yeah, and then put top of the lung. Put it around the top of the lung. Make sure you're level.
375 would be 4.2 MOA.
Just put top of the lung. You should drill them regardless. Okay, whenever you're ready. Make sure your gun's level. Your gun's not level.
I know, I'm just looking to re-find them.
Okay. I'm on them.
Have they moved at all?
Huh?
Nope.
Your parallax is really high, dude. Why are you on infinite? Okay. Whenever you're ready, let me know before you're gonna shoot.
Oh.
Your gun's not super level. More. More. Just make sure you don't hit that branch in front.
Yep.
I'm ready. Whenever you're ready.
I'm gonna re-find them.
He's just feeding, dude. You're good. He's just feeding. You good?
Yep.
Whenever. Drilled him, dude. Dead deer. Stay on him. Stay on him. He's still there. He's still there. He's going down. He's going down. He's going down. He's going down. He's down. He's down. He's down. You killed him.
I've got him in my scope.
Yep, he's down. He's rolling. He's rolling. He's rolling. You just killed a buck. He's done.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. He's done. You're
can't freaking believe it, dude. Oh, dude. Let's go. Last day, last hour. That shot was perfect. Money shot, man. You should have saw your shot, dude. It was so money. Thank you, Lord. God wanted us to earn every single step.
Dude, that is a freaking Boone and Crockett Forky.
I know exactly where he's dead.
How 361, right? Like 361 or 367?
I didn't even range him. He's dead by a yellow tree, that's all I know. Oh yeah, dude, he's dead. He's dead.
Which yellow tree?
Okay, oh, so
I freaking see him.
he's dead. He hasn't moved a muscle.
Down.
He's down for good.
Without the suppressor, I would not have gotten a second
Nope,
shot.
your suppressor saved you.
358.
That's the doe. The buck is dead. Right here. The buck is dead right there. Relief. Last day buck.
Last day, last hour.
That's crazy.
I've never experienced a roller coaster of emotions like this trip.
The buck that we didn't get to shoot this morning was right here.
Yeah.
Like literally right here. We were up here this morning. We were gonna shoot them like this. We went and chased them, so we hiked over, and then we just killed the buck across. We are back to camp. The deer is actually dead in our valley right here. We just have to go straight down, probably, I don't know, a couple hundred yards. So because our camp was up high, gonna come up here, grab tent, camp, and then hike down to the deer, get the deer all processed up, and then hike back down to the creek, and then hike out from the creek to the truck.
I see him.
You see him?
I see him.
Let's go!
Had you already seen him?
No. I wanted you to spot him. Almost broke my leg. This is gnarly.
Gnarly country.
It's amazing how easy deer make this stuff look. Oh, yeah, slick.
Add it to the compilation.
This snow is no joke. It's so steep. Yes, sir. What a beautiful deer. Second ever mule deer.
How cool. Look how big his ears are.
They call them mule deer for a reason.
So neat.
Perfect shot. You could not have anchored him better than that.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because we're getting his winter coat. So long.
Shot him from right up here. One of those rocks up there. Ooh, it smells. What a great buck. He was slightly quartering away. This is entrance like this, and I would assume we got a full pass through. I think the pass through is right here. Just anchored him. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for giving us hope when we had no hope. Many people measure the size of the deer by their antlers, but if we had to measure the size of the deer by effort and persistence and patience and hard work and doubt, this would be a Boone and Crockett deer right here. We are on day 7, which is our last day, and basically pushed it to the last hour. We were on our way back to pack up camp and head out of here, but good Lord just said, here's a deer for you. So spotted him up here, and honestly, I was losing hope that we were even gonna get a shot off because the deadfall was just horrible to spot the deer, and Nate just couldn't get comfortable, but he somehow, I don't know where the doe was, but he somehow grouped up with the doe right on this face up here. And yeah, Nate shot, and I misranged it because I thought the deer was still down here, but I never knew he already climbed up this side of the face, so I said 280, when realistically the deer was like 360 yards, which I know Nate shot low because we never hit the deer. And so we thought it was over, and Nate was just glassing around, and sure enough, he picks up the doe, and this buck standing like 30 yards above us. We get situated, and Nate just put one heck of a shot at 360 yards. I don't know. That was just a killer moment. So for a lot of my Washington audience, it's very rare that you hold a forky mule deer, because in Washington we can't shoot a buck like this, but down here where we are in Oregon, any buck is the legal animal, so we can shoot forks just like this. But I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking, but I'm gonna let Nate run through because we were here on the 5th. Today's the 11th. And so I know Nate has a lot to say because you guys have heard my spiel throughout the video.
No, I mean, it was unbelievable hunt, like Samong recapped, but we had a week in Montana chasing elk. Samong and I was the tag holder, and Samong came over without a tag, and then Samong joined me on this hunt for a week without a tag, with me being the tag holder. And that, I think, really shows to the quality of friendship, because that's not an easy thing to do. It was a hunt that tested and pushed our limits. You know, this is our 3rd year in a row doing a high buck hunt. 2021 and 2022 we did the Washington high buck hunts, and this year we're in Oregon doing one, and every year it seems to push our limits.
Yeah.
And every year I think it's we go a little bit farther, we go a little bit higher, we make it a little bit tougher on ourselves. We came in before season. First 3 days were just kind of in a dreamland outside of Washington, because we were just spotting beautiful mule deer every day, like two bucks a day. Opening day, we made that play on that very large. What?
Opening day, we made a play on those bucks.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was a beautiful 4-point.
Yeah, a gorgeous 4-point. And so we just kind of had plays on bucks, and then after we made that big stock in on that big 4-point with the little forky, the hunt kind of died off a little bit. Weather got rough, got rainy, deer kind of got bedded up. It got super windy, just miserable to be outside windy, kind of holding your hood on your head. So, I mean, you guys saw it all go down over the video. It was a unbelievable hunt, and just so thankful to the Lord for this deer.
Yeah.
A lot of answered prayers.
Yep, this morning I woke up, I rolled down the tent door, and it was white. And we were both like, oof, this is it. And so I'll be honest, like, it's so weird because normally the longer a hunt progresses, the more and more you lose hope, which I definitely was feeling it creep in the back of my head, but never once in my heart did I ever feel like we were out of it. Even after we didn't get to shoot that big buck with the little forky up there, and we chased him and we didn't find him, knowing we just had to cover 700 yards to get to camp and that was it, for some reason, I just never had doubt in my mind that we were still in the game. And I don't think you guys understand what type of shot Nate pulled off, because obviously we were in such a rush. Normally when I film, I like to have a camera dedicated to the shooter so you guys know what the shooter is doing. But this was such a like, we don't have time for that. We just need the kill shot. And so all I had was the camera on the tripod like this, just filming the deer. But if you were to go back and look how we were set up, like Nate pulled an absolute killer of a shot. I just watched that vapor trail almost like in slow motion, the camera screen, and I just saw the hair like ripple apart on the deer, and I'm like, dead deer. And sure enough, he starts rolling. And so it's snowing right now. We can't see. The clouds are rolling above us, and I think the weather forecast said after noon, 12 o'clock p.m., it's just going to be weathered out. So we need to get this deer broken down, packed up, and we got a lot of elevation to drop down to the creek, and then we got to hike out from the creek. And I'm just going to tell you guys, when I say a lot of elevation, I mean we have a lot of elevation. Basically, we have nothing but straight down. So yeah, that's pretty much the hunt. I really hope you guys enjoyed the hunt as much as we enjoyed being out here. I think this is one of the hunts where I've put the most effort into filming, editing, and everything. And so he may not be the biggest antlered buck, but he's definitely the biggest earned buck in my books. So I'm happy for Nate. Nate's tagged out in Oregon in 3 days. I'm headed to deer camp. What a hunt.
Unbelievable. Thanks, man.
That was awesome. Slight work.
All right, buck is taken care of. We have taken a little break to eat some food, get some sustenance. We have to go up to this ridge, and then we follow the ridge down for a long ways and a lot of elevation. But packs are feeling good right now.
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded, and we have some pleasant misery ahead of us.